Hey everybody, welcome back. This is part 3 of tonight's Q&A. As I said before, it's been hard for me to get all the comments answered that I want to in my videos, and so I'm just taking questions directly from my Facebook athlete page. Anybody who's posted on that from the link that I left in my last video or is just following that athlete page has been posting questions. I've been answering them. 10-minute time limit per video. Let's see if I can knock some more of these out. Back to Joe Cristondo. Could you summarize your general lifting philosophy in 1 or 2 sentences? Hard, consistent work over time produces long-term results. That's just if you put in the work and you do it for long enough, eventually you'll get better at it. You develop more at the things you do more, and so you have to train that way with that in mind. And any more, that'd be a few more than a few sentences. So I hope that was succinct enough for you. If you had to pick, what are your top 5 songs to lift to? People are going to probably be surprised by this. I don't generally listen to music when I train. I try to avoid it because a lot of meets don't have music provided, and so I try to lift in the environment mentally that I would be in, and I'm focusing so much on that. I try to remove the emotional aspect from my lifting and just focus on hitting my cues and hitting everything and just doing it like a competition lift. When I do listen to music, it's usually upbeat, like club music. For a while, my PR song was Party Rock Anthem from LMFAO, just because it was upbeat and it had a consistent thing, and I'm a very tempo-based lifter, and you can see it in my breathing, you can see it, everything is very rhythmic, and so I like things that are like that, and I generally like things that are uplifting. I'm a pretty darn positive person, and so music that's a whole bunch of anger and rage doesn't really fly for me. It does work for some people. I watched George Lehman's rant about how upset he is, and it works for him. That wouldn't work for me. I need to be calm enough to lift, and I need to be in a place that's a positive place where I feel good about myself, or else things don't go as well. So that's kind of how that goes. I don't really have a playlist though, so maybe in the future I'll develop more of one. Grant Barnett. Tendonitis/inflammation, prevention and recovery, specifically elbow and brachialis pain due to the squat. For me, I used to have some elbow pain. I will say that working with anti-inflammatories is a good idea. Ibuprofen or acetaminophen, if you do it moderately, can generally help with that. Make sure you're staying hydrated, keep your hydration high, and the stuff that I take for my joints, the Super Syssus from USB Labs, is a cheap supplement that generally helped to eliminate most of my elbow pain and knee pain, for that matter. As far as how to prevent it form-wise, I started removing my thumbs from the squat on the squat bar, and so I just dig it into my back more. It helped me to get my shelf tighter, and so I can dig my shoulders more into the bar, and it becomes more of this type of motion instead of holding the bar up like I used to with a low bar squat when it would try to slide on me. Now it's more digging it into my body and then fighting against it like this instead of pushing it up. I hope that made sense, and I hope it helps. Alec Mosholt. Do you ever get shoulder/elbow/knee pain? How do you help alleviate it, prevent it, besides good form, of course? Good form is always the best thing. I just mentioned the supplements that I would recommend and the hydration. Other than that, make sure you're doing mobility work at home. Make sure you're rolling out your piriformis. Make sure you're rolling out your triceps. Make sure you get a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball or a golf ball. Get on a wall, pin the stuff that hurts, get the stuff that's near the joint, and break up any of that inflamed tissue, any of that fascia that's gunked up. You need to get that free. You need to get blood in the area, because the blood flow in your body is what heals things, and so you just need to make sure that you're constantly doing that. Mobility is the key to staying in this game. Avi Knafo. What advice would you offer to a novice, someone who's been lifting for a year or about a year? Keep doing it. Keep training. Make sure you're training the lifts. Make sure that you are, if you can, film yourself. It is so big. Kurt Karwowski said this in an interview once, and it was just the biggest thing to me, and it was the reason I started filming any of my work sets. He said, always use a spotter, always use your collars, put in time before you try to max out, and if you can afford it, the time, the energy, and the money, videotape as much of your workouts as you can. You can have someone telling you what you're doing wrong, but when you see it yourself, there is usually something that clicks a lot more. It's a lot more personal, a lot more visceral, and you can actually make changes based on that. And that's the biggest thing that's helped my lifting. I originally did not intend anyone to see my videos. I kept them for myself. I have lots of footage just on my computer that I never uploaded it, because that's why I filmed it, I called it my lie detector, and I just watched and saw what I was doing, and over time it's gotten better and better and better, because I can look at it and I can analyze it critically. I still to this day have never done a squat that I'm 100% happy with. I've never done a deadlift that I'm 100% happy with. The same with a bench press. There's always something to fix. You're never at perfect, and it's always something that you're chasing, but how are you going to know if you can't see it? And your gym partner oftentimes makes it worse by saying, yeah bro, that was good, or will be overly critical and give you a piece of information that you can't process, because it's easier when you see it yourself. So that is what I would suggest. Get a camera, videotape your stuff. You don't have to post it on YouTube. Watch it for yourself and learn from the mistakes that you're making in real time that you can see. Michael Melter, in your opinion, what would be optimal weight class for a 5'8" male with a large frame? Where do you feel most comfortable? Optimal is one of those words that I couldn't put a definition on, because not in this case, everyone's different. Every body type is different. Are you long-limbed with a short torso? You have a long torso, and what are your height itself doesn't necessarily give me the parameters for what that body looks like. And so however much muscle you can comfortably carry and feel most comfortable in the lifts, that's going to be different for everybody. I wouldn't say there's an optimal for anything. It just turns into where you're most comfortable for you, and that's something that I will never be able to tell you. Joseph Ferretti Franzo, recovery. Talk about recovery, training through strains, etc., and maybe some personal experiences you've had with injury. Again, recovery is for me all about mobility work, working. I roll out every night, and people, well, I can't roll out every night. I make a half hour to do it every night, and if I don't do it, the next day I hurt. And if I forget to take my lacrosse ball and work through my shoulder range of motion, next time I bench, I'm going to be tight, and it just takes a commitment outside of the gym to do that. I have a video up that shows a lot of the stuff that I do for recovery. If you just type in my name, recovery, it should show you a video from last summer where I was in my apartment at the time and taking you through what I do for my hip mobility and what I do for that. A lot of it's the same. A lot of this sport is getting really good at doing the same things over and over again and not getting bored with them. I have a couple other hip stretches that I'd like to maybe include in a mobility video in the near future, but it's hard enough just getting through all this kind of stuff right now, so I'll do what I can to try to help you guys out as much as possible too. Mike Peltz, not being an old man helps. That's also true, Mike. Elijah Pilgrim, discuss your work, gym, school life balance. I'm sure we can relate. Like I said earlier when I was answering the question about balancing, it all just comes down to take the things that matter to you most, put those at the top, and just assess what is important in your life, and the stuff that you don't have room for, learn to let go. Grayson Arabia, what in your opinion are the best bench programs to help you progress on? I'm gonna take this a step further and talk about programs in general. When someone gets strong, when someone goes from a place where they're not very strong and they become strong, it is never because of a program. It is always because of the person. It is always because of the person making an effort and getting better. Any program that is well designed is capable of producing a good result. It comes down to the commitment of the individual. If you don't believe in the program you're doing, you're not going to go anywhere with it. You have to commit fully to sticking to that. If you do a program for 3 months and you don't see a lot of progress, then you can start to adjust things to figure it out, but it really does become a matter of finding out what works best, and there is no one program that is universally going to be the best for everyone, or else everyone would be doing it. And when you see people fighting back and forth, oh, Westside this, the Cube, 531, Shaco, Smolov, other stuff. There's so many programs out, and the reason they all exist is because there's so many different ways to get to the same place, and there's so many different people that no one of those is intrinsically better than the rest. And so you have to put in the time, be patient, and find out what works for you, and pursue that. And it may take you 5 years to learn that, and people don't understand that it may take you more than 5 years to figure that out. It took me something like 7 or 8 years into my lifting, even more. It closer to 9 or 10 years of lifting before I really figured out how much better I respond to high volume, high frequency training. I did a training split for the longest time, and when I figured out doing it this other way was so much more beneficial to my style of growth, that's what I've been basing my training off of. And so you really just have to put in the time and be willing to be patient and do a lot of things that may not be the best thing until you get there. It is not a sprint. And if you want quick results in this sport, you are going to be disappointed very fast unless you want to turn to drugs or you want to turn to relying on some genetic potential that you've had in the first place. If you are a normal person and you are trying to stay natural, you need to be willing to put in way more time than most people understand, because that's what it takes to improve. And so that's going to be all for this video. I ran over a little bit on the time, and I'm going to keep pumping these out. I don't know if I'll be able to release them all in the same night just because of render time and everything, but I'm going to do my best. So stick with me. I'll talk to you again later. Bye.